Coming up on today's show, could the Seattle Seahawks be in the safety market for Tashaun Gipson? We'll look into that possibility as recommended by the folks from Pro Football Network in just a matter of moments. Also, could this be a breakout campaign for Tyrel Dodson in 2024? One of the newest members of the Seattle Seahawks has been named by the Sporting News to their all-defensive breakout team for 2024. We'll dive into that coming up in just a little while from right now. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. And we want to wish you a happy Independence Day, the 4th of July, one of my favorite holidays where we get to celebrate America, celebrate freedom, and for just getting to be a part of the greatest country on the face of the earth, folks. Certainly grateful for that. I want you to spam USA in the comments section. I need at least 300 USA comments. Chant it with me. USA, USA. Get in there and we'll get started with today's show. Let's begin with this new report from the folks at Pro Football Network as they named a top free agent target for every single team across the National Football League prior to training camp. And the player that they named for the Seahawks was a new name that we haven't talked about here on this program. That would be Tashaun Gipson, most recently of the San Francisco 49ers, who plays the safety position and is available to sign. Why Gipson and why Seattle? Here's more from Pro Football Network. A former Pro Bowler, Tashaun Gipson, had a career renaissance with the San Francisco 49ers the last couple of seasons. With room at safety, the Seattle Seahawks can keep the veteran out west. This isn't a terrible idea for Seattle. It's no secret we've talked about this safety position. The Seahawks potentially could be looking for some extra help. You have two good starters in Rayshawn Jenkins and Julian Love, but we know that Mike Macdonald wants to use 3 safeties on the field more times than not, so you're going to need some depth pieces, and that's where Gipson could come in. But there's a major red flag. He is going to be suspended for the first 6 games of the 2024 season due to a PED violation, violating the league's substance abuse policy. Let's get to know Gipson a little bit more. He's been a journeyman of sorts across the NFL, previously playing for the Browns, Jags, Texans, Bears, and Niners. Was a Pro Bowler back in 2014. That was the best season of his career, but once he got to San Francisco, the light clicked back on, and he started looking like his old self with the recent career resurgence, if you will, that he had there in that San Francisco 49ers defense over the last couple of seasons. If you're the Seattle Seahawks, you would love to have that version if he still is that player at 34 years of age. And here's what we're talking about when it comes to these statistics. 2022 had 5 interceptions. Last season had 1 in 16 games played, 8 pass breakups in 2022, 3 pass breakups in 2023. Now let's talk more about the suspension that he is facing. The NFL released this statement this week on his upcoming suspension and said the following. Tashaun Gipson has been suspended by the commissioner for the first 6 games of the 2024 season. He is eligible to sign and participate in all preseason activities, including games. His suspension will take effect as of the roster reduction to 53 players. The current depth chart for the Seahawks at the safety spot right now, Love and Jenkins, your starters. You bring in Kayvon Wallace, but there's questions about, is he a corner? Is he a safety? The same could be said for Kobe Bryant, who has struggled to stay healthy. We saw that last year. Is he more of a corner or a safety? It seems like the Seahawks think he's more of a safety, at least right now. Now, I'll say this. Although the Seahawks could use some safety help, there's no secret about that. I don't sense a need for urgency to sign Gipson right now with him being, number one, suspended the first 6 games. He can't help you out immediately. And then number 2, being 34 years old. He's not a spring chicken either. If there's an injury, if a player goes down and Gipson is still available later on towards the season, then maybe we can have that discussion. But at least right now, I would be surprised if the Seahawks were aggressive and made this move for Gipson at this point in time. What do you guys think? It's our pinned comment today. Should the Seahawks sign Tashaun Gipson Type S for sign, P for pass. Way in the comments section, let us know what you think. Seahawks today, even on holidays, we're still bringing you content here on the channel. The latest happenings at your Seattle Seahawks all offseason long, where there is no offseason here on Seahawks Today. We're bringing you our daily news and rumors, live shows twice a week, every Wednesday and Friday. We also have our Madden Sims for every Seahawks game this season. And on top of that, we have our interactive mailbags and breaking news. All of it is in one place. The most comprehensive Seahawks YouTube channel is Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Subscribe now for free. Join the family of 12s, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. The campaign is on here in 2024 for new Seahawks linebacker Tyrel Dodson, who comes over from the Buffalo Bills off of a very good season in 2023. And now he comes into Seattle taking on a larger role than what he had in Buffalo. He'll be the green dot, the de facto leader, if you will, of the Seahawks defense in 2024. And the folks at the Sporting News have named Dodson to their NFL all-breakout defensive team for this upcoming season. Here's more from the Sporting News. Seattle got him on a cheap one-year, $4.26 million contract, and he will be a huge upfield upgrade in the new defense of Mike Macdonald. Fred Warner and Bobby Wagner have dominated the Pro Bowl spots, but Dodson should get a nod if he can stay healthy. Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen both starred for Macdonald in Baltimore, so the coaching influence can't be ignored. Now, all of that sounds nice, and I have a lot of confidence in Dodson, in his capabilities and what he could do. I 100% agree that he could be a Pro Bowl candidate this year. But we would be remiss if we did not mention the injury concerns that there are for Dodson and really this linebacker room. If you recall, he missed part of minicamp. We'll have more of that in just a second. We haven't seen Jerome Baker at all this offseason as he recovers from offseason surgery. If he can get healthy and stay healthy throughout this season, then he can accomplish some big things for this Seahawks team in 2024. Here's what you need to know in regards to the injury situation with Dodson. He was out during minicamp with an undisclosed injury. The Seahawks kept hush-hush about it, about what exactly that was. The hope is that he can return to full strength in time for Seahawks training camp, as he was limited during those OTAs, those minicamp periods. And it's also worth noting that he was banged up a little bit last year as well in Buffalo, suffered an ankle injury in the AFC divisional round against the Kansas City Chiefs, which the Bills ultimately lost there in the postseason last year. So is that what the injury is, or is there something else here? We don't know, as Mike Macdonald and company have left us without answers of what exactly the hell is going on with Tyrel Dodson at this point. Do you believe in Tyrel Dodson? Is he going to get the job done and have a Pro Bowl season in 2024? Let us know. Type B for believe, D for don't. Weigh in and let us know what you think. Now, let's give you a little reality check for the Seahawks and their situation with Dodson here. The truth of the matter is that the Seahawks have invested way too much in Tyrel Dodson for him to not be out there and play a significant role in this Seahawks defense. He's the green dot, as we mentioned. They don't have a ton of other options here. They are all in. They are depending on Dodson to not only be available, but to play a large role in this defense. You look back last year, and he answered the bell there in Buffalo. Was the second highest graded inside linebacker in all of football, according to PFF. And although he's on just a one-year, $4.26 million contract right now, I would think if he has a big year, you're looking at a multi-year deal ahead. It's kind of a prove-it contract, if you will, for Dodson this year. The numbers of what he did the last four seasons, you can see last year was a huge step in the right direction, playing in all 17 games with 74 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2 pass breakups, and 8 tackles for loss. Those were by far the best numbers of his career. But here is the thing when it comes to Dodson. He was brought here for one big thing over everything else. One thing, and really one thing only, and that is his ability in coverage. Pro Football Focus rated him as the third best coverage linebacker in the entire NFL. I know the completion percentage was high at 83.3%. The quarterback rating was high at 105.4, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Only gave up 1 touchdown, had the 2 pass breakups, only allowed 180 yards. And comparably speaking, you look at what Bobby Wagner did and what Jordan Brooks did, both those guys, and I still like those guys, don't get me wrong, but they were liabilities in coverage last year, especially Jordan Brooks. That's why Mike Macdonald opted not to bring those guys back. You look at the linebacker room in Seattle right now, and you have Dodson there, you have Baker. Knight's a rookie, and we've already heard Mike Macdonald straight up say he's got some work to do when it comes to coverage. Drake Thomas, John Radigan, Patrick O'Connell, Devin Richardson, Easton Gibbs, all of those guys are on the roster bubble. We don't know if they're going to even make the team at this point, but you don't have a ton to work with. Dodson has to be available and has to play at a high level for this Seahawks team. They're depending on him too much. Who is a breakout player that comes to mind for the Seahawks this season? You hear Sporting News say Tyrel Dodson. Who else comes to mind? Weigh in the comments section. Let us know what you think of a player that you think will have a breakout performance here in 2024. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. One final note as we celebrate our independence here on this 4th of July. We live in the greatest country on earth, folks, and you have a lot of fake patriotism out there. A lot of companies that are trying to pretend to be American that aren't. I encourage you, as you're enjoying this holiday today, go out and support your American-owned businesses, your local businesses, whether it's a beer or a hot dog. Show them some love, some support for what they're doing to give back to this country. Thank a veteran, our military, for paying the ultimate sacrifice. We wouldn't be here without them. Have a great 4th of July weekend. Spam USA in the comments section, and we'll see you next time here on Seahawks Today.